Hello. We're going to do a quick run through of the order entry transaction. Order entry is a handheld transaction that lets the user create a sales document in GP. The resulting document can be either fulfilled or unfulfilled depending on the configuration. Creating a document unfulfilled serves the purpose of taking an order from a customer and then letting the fulfillment happen as a secondary step. For example, you could take orders at a trade show or from a customer-facing counter in your front office. The order is then in GP and flows through to the warehouse just like any other order in your system. Conversely, you could write the order and fulfill it at the same time. Perhaps you have a storefront in your facility where customers come in, browse, and then they bring their items up to a checkout counter, much like a retail store. You can then scan all the items, creating the order in GP, and it's already fulfilled. And by the way, order entry can create more than just orders. We can also create quotes or invoices. So let's take a look. Okay, on the handheld, we're going to go into order entry, number 3. And by the way, this is our first transaction that relies on eConnect. So we're letting eConnect do the majority of the work here. So you probably saw a little screen that said eConnect initializing. And the first scenario we're going to run through is creating an order that is not already fulfilled. There's a lot of prompts we can turn on and off and disable and default values, so keep that in mind. But first thing we get prompted for is the doc type. What doc type in GP are we going to use? I have a screen open in the background so you can kind of see what's going on. Doc type, we're talking about this. This is configured to create an order, so we don't prompt for that. Okay, so I'm just going to use, we'll use WMS order. What site do you want to create this for? And again, all this stuff can default. We have our usual lists you can scroll through, you can scan, you can key, you can control all that. I'm going to go to the warehouse, and I'm just going to stick this in my own batch. Get a scroll list for customers. I'm going to use that guy. He's my favorite. We can put in a requested date. We can even default this to today if we want. I'm just going to manually type in today's date in the format it wants. And then we just start scanning items. So this is where it comes in handy, like at a trade show. You could have, sample items there that they're scanning, or your people are scanning, or you could be scanning out of a book. So there's not really a list to go through here. To load up your whole item master would make this much too slow. So I'm going to scan items. We'll do a quarter G for 1. And I don't have to scan them all in one shot. We'll do 4 more quarter Gs, okay? We'll get some cap 100s, which are a lot tracked item, but since we're only writing the order, we don't have to put in serial lot numbers at this point. We are showing how many are available at the warehouse. You can see that on the screen here, available quantity 10. Depending on how your order type's set up, this is going to allocate or not allocate. We typically, would like to run with allocation, so you have some real-time feedback, but you don't have to. And I believe we do have an option to, override and drive the sites negative if we want. So I'm just going to order, 3 of those. And that's how simple it is. We just keep scanning things. We see our last scan on the screen. We can go into review mode and make edits if we want, delete things, all that good kind of stuff. So somewhere along the line, you're going to finish, and we're going to hit F1 to finish. And it tells us that's our doc number, it's been saved. And we will open that up in GP. And there you can see my quarter G for 5. Remember, I scanned that in a couple chunks. And there's my cap 100 for 3. All the calculations are happening as they should because eConnect's taking care of all that for us. Okay, let's make a quick configuration change and do the other scenario where we are fulfilling the order as we write it. So We're going to go into order entry, and I'm going to change fulfill doc to true. And while we're here, you can have a quick glance at all the different kinds of options we got. To make this easier for demo purposes, I'm going to give us some lists of serial lot numbers because I don't know what I have offhand. These are all the different prompts we can turn on and off. I have it slimmed down for the moment. So let's get out of here. Save that, get out of the way. To get our settings changes, we need to log off and log back on. Okay, so we will go back into sales and order entry. So we're going to see a different list of doc types now. We have to use the right respective doc type for eConnect. Since we are writing a fulfilled order, we have to use a doc type that does not have separate fulfillment because we are doing it all in one step. Like standard order, again, we will use the warehouse. Use my batch again. The prompts are the same up until a point. Okay, so here's where it's going to get a little different. Since I'm fulfilling it, I'm going to get a bin prompt. We can do all our usual stuff, suggesting bins, using bin lookups, that kind of stuff. I'm going to do a lookup because I'm doing a demo and I don't really have anything in front of me. We'll go get it from WR1. And we have 109. Let's say this guy orders 20. And again, we can do this in chunks. We can go back and do more quarter D if we want. Let's go to we'll do a serialized item. See what we got. Auto create's got some. And I have those lists turned on so we can see all the serial lot numbers. Makes it a little easier for demos. We'll get serial 10. My unrealistic serial numbers. Serial 1, how's that? We got 2. All together anyway. So when we're done, we hit F1, sends it through to GP, and let's pull that up. Or DST 2378. There's my port G for 20. And let's drill in. So you can see it's already fulfilled. It's my bin information. Go to the serialized item. It's fulfilled for 2. Apparently I can't get in there from this window to show you. Let's go take a look where it wants. I think it wants us to use this window. Because I have manufacturing's tracking turned on. So client fulfilled 2. There you go. There's my simple serial numbers. So that is order entry. That is a newer module to the Collect platform, and it does require a separate registration key license to run this. So if this is something you are interested in, you'll want to contact your account rep and check into pricing. Thank you.